Okay, we're back again here at the Greatest Sports Channel, and we're having another mock baseball game between greatest baseball players in the history of baseball. Team number one consists of Ty Cobb, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Foxx at catcher, Honus Wagner short, Rogers Hornsby, and Richie Allen at third, with Walter Johnson pitching. Team number two leading off is Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Henry Aaron, Hank Greenberg, Joe DiMaggio at DH, Joe Torre catching, Ernie Banks at short, Eddie Matthews at third, Nap LaJoie, and Sandy Koufax pitching. So we'll get right to it. Sandy Koufax leading off his pitching against Ty Cobb, and the result is of the first batter is a strikeout of Ty Cobb. So we're underway. We have one out. And the second batter is Barry Bonds. And we have the pitch on the way from Sandy Koufax, top of the first. And the result is a ground out for Barry Bonds. Bonds has been struggling in these games. Sandy Koufax gets the first two batters, and that brings up Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth has been doing pretty well, hitting some doubles in the mock baseball games. And the result of this one is a base hit for Babe Ruth. So we have a man on, and that brings up Ted Williams. Ted Williams here, top of the first, one man on against Sandy Koufax in the greatest mock baseball games ever played. And the result is another base hit. Ted Williams on first, Babe Ruth on second. That brings up Lou Gehrig. And these games keep moving along. Every batter gets one pitch in this Mega-Matic baseball game, online baseball game that anybody can play. Lou Gehrig with a triple knocks in two. So we have a 2-0 game so far. 2 outs. Lou Gehrig's on third. Jimmy Foxx at the plate. Pitch from Sandy Koufax. Jimmy Foxx, and the result is a HR. It is an HR. A 2-run shot for Jimmy Foxx. I believe he had a home run in the last game. So we got 2 RBIs there, and it's 4-0 so far. That brings up Honus Wagner, so they're off to a good start here. Honus Wagner facing Sandy Koufax. And the result is a flyout. So that ends the inning, so we have 4-0. Get right to it. Walter Johnson on the mound, going on against Mickey Mantle, leading off for team number 2 here. And the result is a flyout. So we have 1 out, and that brings up Willie Mays. These are the greatest mock baseball games of all time. And we're playing the Mega-Matic baseball game. And the result is a walk for Willie Mays. So we got 1 man on, and that brings up Henry Aaron hitting third for team number 2. Walter Johnson on the mound. And the result is a triple for Henry Aaron. That knocks in Willie Mays, so we have a 4-1 ball game. That brings up Hank Greenberg, great first baseman that played in the 1930s. And the result is a double. He knocks in a run. So Aaron comes in. We got a score of 4-2, and that brings up Joe DiMaggio. DiMaggio, who only had a 13-year career, missed the heart of his career due to the war. And the result is a strikeout. Walter Johnson gets DiMaggio. So that's 2 out. We have a man on second, and that brings up Joe Torre, who's catching today. And the result is A double for Joe Torre knocks in another run. So we have 4-3. Greenberg comes around and scores, and that brings up Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks against Walter Johnson, classic matchup that you only see here at the Megomatic mock baseball games. And that's an HR for Ernie Banks. A 2-run shot off Walter Johnson. So 2 RBIs, and they take the lead 5-4. Big long blast by Ernie Banks. That brings up Eddie Matthews, team number 2, leading so far, 5-4 score. We have Eddie Matthews up, and the pitch is on his way. And the result is a ground out for Eddie Matthews. So that ends the first with the score so far. Team number 2, 5. Team number 1, 4. So Roger Hornsby will lead off the top of the second against Sandy Koufax. The pitch is on its way. And the result is a K. Koufax strikes out Hornsby. That brings up Richie Allen, who's playing third base today. That's where he started his career. And the result is HR by Richie Allen, making a statement. So that ties up the game, 5-5. And we're back to the top of the order with Ty Cobb. And the pitch from Sandy Koufax. We got a high-scoring game going here. Crowd's on its feet. And the result is Ty Cobb struck out. Cobb strikes out for the second time today. Sandy Koufax has his number. And that brings up Barry Bonds. He's been struggling in these mock games. And the result is walked him. And that brings up Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth against Sandy Koufax. We have a 5-5 game here. Babe Ruth, the result is a double again for Babe Ruth. That makes second and third with 2 outs, and that brings up Ted Williams. Ted Williams against Sandy Koufax. Lefty against lefty here. Number 4, and the result is he strikes out Ted Williams, gets out of it. So we have a 5-5 game, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. Nap LaJoy leading off against Walter Johnson. And the pitch is on its way. And the result is a base hit for Nap LaJoy. Man on first, and that brings up Mickey Mantle back to the top of the order. Nobody out here. Bottom of the second, 5-5 game. All these mock games have been very exciting. Crowd's on its feet, going crazy. We got a double for Mickey Mantle. We got second and third. And that brings up Willie Mays. Willie Mays against Walter Johnson. Nobody out here. Bottom of the second, 5-5 game. And the result is Willie Mays walked him. Bags are juiced for Henry Aaron. Henry Aaron against Walter Johnson. Bases loaded, nobody out. And the result is a double by Henry Aaron. Knocks in 2. Nap LaJoy coming around to score, as is Mickey Mantle. And we have second and third. Still nobody out. Hank Greenberg. We've seen this before where Walter Johnson's been getting pounded. The result is, for Hank Greenberg, a double. He knocks in 2. So that makes the score now 4-7, 9-5. Nobody out, man on second, and that brings up Joe DiMaggio. Maryland in the crowd, first row right behind the plate there. And the result is another double. Knocks in Greenberg. We got 10-5. Brings up Joe Torre, he's catching. Walter Johnson's getting knocked around. They may have to bring in a reliever. And it's an HR for Torre, a 2-run shot. Are they going to keep Walter Johnson in? 3, 6, 7, 10, 12 to 5. Holy cow, nobody out. Ernie Banks is up. Walter Johnson's still out there, refusing to come out of the game. And the result is a base hit for Ernie Banks. They got to get Walter Johnson out of there, but he's still pitching. Here's the pitch coming to Eddie Mathews. Nobody out, man on first. Eddie Mathews. HR. Holy cow. Unbelievable. Open up the floodgates. The wind is blowing out here at Wrigley, and they've batted around here. Nobody out in this inning. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 14 to 5. That brings up Nap LaJoie. There's still nobody out. This is the second time he's hitting in the inning, and Walter Johnson's still on the mound. The result is Nap LaJoie, finally a flyout. Maybe Walter Johnson can settle down here. Brings up Mickey Mantle again. Third time he's batting. It's only bottom of the second. 16 is the result, and the result is a flyout. Finally, Walter Johnson settling down, 14 to 5. And he's bringing the pitch to Willie Mays with 2 outs now. All the damage has been done. Just trying to get out of this inning. And he does strike out Willie Mays. So he gets the last 3 batters there, but we're 14 to 5 now. And we get right to the top of the third. This is the last chance. These are only 3-inning mock baseball games. Lou Gehrig against Sandy Koufax, down 9. And the result is a double for Lou Gehrig. So he gets it going, and they're going to need a lot of this. Jimmy Fox is up against Sandy Koufax. Should be able to cruise to a victory here. And Jimmy Fox is up, and the result is a double. So he knocks in 1. We're at 14 to 6. Honus Wagner up. Wagner's been performing well in these mock baseball games. Greatest games ever played. And the result is a home run. Holy cow. Honus Wagner's been on fire in these games. He knocks in, gets 2 RBIs there. So we are at 14 to 8 now. Still alive, nobody out. Rogers Hornsby is up against Koufax. Just trying to get out of this, pull off the victory. He's got a big lead. He walks Rogers Hornsby, so still alive. That brings up Richie Allen. High scoring game here, 14 to 8. Nobody out. Last chance though for team number 1, Richie Allen, and the result is a flyout. So we do get 1 out so far. We have a man on first, and that brings up Ty Cobb again. He struck out the first 2 times. See what we get here. And we get a flyout. So Cobb's 0 for 3 in the game. That's 2 outs now. Last chance. Barry Bonds at the plate. We have a man on first, 14 to 8. This is the last chance right here. Barry Bonds. See what he can do. And the result is a flyout. So that does end the game. 3 more. We end up with 14 to 8. And a recap of the game. Mantle 1 for 3 with a double. Mays 0 for 1 with 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Henry earned 2 for 2 with a double and a triple and 3 RBIs. Hank Greenberg 2 for 2, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. DiMaggio 1 for 2 with a double. Joe Torre 2 for 2 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Ernie Banks 2 for 2. with a homer and 2 RBIs. Eddie Matthews 1 for 2 with a homer, 2 RBIs, and Nap LaJoy 1 for 2. Sandy Koufax is the winning pitcher. Joe Torre is the MVP of the game. For team number 1, the losing team, Ty Cobb went 0 for 3, was just a killer at the top of the lineup. Barry Bonds was 0 for 2 with a walk, so this team number 1 couldn't get anything going. Babe Ruth was 2 for 2 again with a double. Ted Williams 1 for 2. Lou Gehrig 2 for 2 with a double, a triple, and 2 RBIs. Jimmy Fox was 2 for 2, another homer. He had 3 RBIs and a double. Honus Wagner 1 for 2, hit another homer in this game. He had one in the prior, 1 for 2, and he had 2 RBIs. Hornsby was 0 for 1 and a walk. And Richie Allen hit a home run, 1 for 2 and an RBI. So that's it. Walter Johnson is the losing pitcher, and the final result is team number 2, 14, team number 1, 8.